Welcome to the first lesson of the MCT course. Just this first lesson, I'm going to take you through some things I would not normally do for the remaining lessons as we go on through the course, but just to point out a few things. So in the printable lesson, you've hopefully printed off and are following through as we go. There's going to be a lot of knowledge, understandings, ideas, thoughts, concepts, rules that are written in there for you. My expectation is that you read them over, think about them before you start looking at the examples, because otherwise the examples won't make a whole lot of sense. For example, in this first one, we have a graphic here of how to change from one unit to another in the metric system. We sort of start in our basic units, whether that be grams in the middle here, or things like liters. And then we want to move up steps or down steps from there as we convert from one side to the next. As I move up steps, I'm going from a small unit to a large unit, so I'd be dividing or moving my decimal point to the left. Each time I divide, it would be by 10. If I move down steps, I'm going from a large unit to a smaller unit, which means I'm going to have to multiply by 10 or move my decimal point to the right. When we try the next examples, I'm going to be referring back to this table, and hopefully you guys can follow along with it. If we look at the first example here, 413 centimeters to millimeters. Okay? From our chart, we know that that's one step down. I'll write that in here with first time, one step down, which means I need to multiply by 10. We're going from a large to a small, so it's multiplying. So we take our 413, we times it by 10, and we end up with 4,130 millimeters. You can also do it as a decimal. 413 centimeters, 0.0, the decimal's after the 3. Because I'm going from large to small, I need to move my decimal spot one step. And again, I end up with 4,130 millimeters. Okay, if you want to try the second one yourself, just pause the video, try it, see if you get it right. If it doesn't make sense quite yet, I'll take you through the second one. But if you do try it, make sure you do get the right answer, right? Okay, so we're looking at centimeters to kilometers here. From that graphic, that would be 5 steps up, which means I need to divide my 4,829 by 1 with 5 steps, 5 sets of 10. So that would be 5 zeros. If I do that, I end up with 0.04829 kilometers. That would be the dividing way. Again, if you like the decimal way, 4829.0. I move that over 5 spots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. My decimal is here, which means I need a placeholder. So again, 0.04829. We'll try examples C and D. Again, if you haven't paused it, maybe now is a good time to pause. Try yourself. The homework today is going to be based on these kinds of questions, so it'll be good to try yourself before you get there. But if it's not quite sure yet, I will take you to the next one. Hectoliters to milliliters. Counting from our table, that looks like 5 steps down, which means we're going to be multiplying 269 times 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 zeros. So we end up with 269 and 5 zeros. 5. We put our commas in the right spot. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It turns out that we have 26,900,000 milliliters. And the very last one, went from milligrams to grams. The types of units don't really matter. Liters, grams, things like that. We're working about the prefix at the beginning there to tell us how many units we have to change. Milligrams to grams would be 3 steps up, which means I'm dividing by 388,365 by 1 and 1, 2, 3 zeros. Okay. Again, if you like using the decimal ways, that works too, but dividing works just as easily. So we end up with 388.365 grams. That takes us to the end of the first page. Each video will be a page at a time. That way you can pause and go back if you need to watch something from the first page. If you're ready to move on to the second page, the first whole side made sense. Just go to the next video and away you go.